Well, I've been here all 4 nights. I'm just standing here today with soup for my family.
Wow. That is epic trolling of Donald Trump playing off of this.
Soup. And they throw the cans of soup.
You're not planning on using that, are you? Throwing it at the police?
Like I said, it's for my family.
Literally for your family.
Yeah.
And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family.
The mocking of Trump has gone far and wide, especially on social media.
They throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? Yes, sir. And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. These are just protesters. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting?
Hello, everybody. I'm David Shuster, and thanks for joining us. There's a lot to unpack here. Donald Trump claims media figures watched people throwing cans of soup at police and said, isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? You know which media figure said that? Nobody. There have been no instances of people throwing cans of soup or any other object at police and the media saying, isn't it wonderful? What I've heard and watched are media figures condemning people who throw objects at police. Also, Donald Trump's logic is absurd. He says you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. So nobody can throw a brick? They must resort to something lighter like a can of soup? Donald Trump, expert on street clashes. Well, good for that guy in Minneapolis who went on CNN Live and brought some ingenuity and wit. It was a funny and entertaining moment amid some images that have been tough to watch. And let's be clear, law enforcement is not easy. When somebody tries to injure a police officer, whether it's on the streets of Minneapolis or at the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, that person is committing a crime and should be arrested and charged, period. But I don't think it's too much to ask Americans to distinguish between violent protesters who cause trouble and peaceful activists who are exercising their First Amendment rights. We need more people speaking out against institutional racism and police brutality. We have a serious problem in the United States with a system that often places the ego and power of a police officer over the rights of citizens. Unfortunately, what Donald Trump was doing with his comments about cans of soup was justifying a more militarized police response. According to Trump, protesters are doing everything they can to hurt law enforcement officers and get away with it. And if the public believes that, it will empower law enforcement to crack down against protests with even more force. Keep in mind, President Trump had no objection in the summer of 2020 when U.S. Park Police violently cleared peaceful protesters and journalists away from a street across from the White House.
Oh.
Whoa!
And all of that was so President Trump could have a photo op with a Bible outside a church. Thankfully, the Biden administration has a different approach, and the U.S. Justice Department is now urging police departments across the United States to de-escalate potential confrontations instead of making things worse. However, across the United States, tensions between police and protesters remain high. And we need more people on both sides to try to find some common ground to unite. Maybe it's over a sense of humor. Uniting in mockery of Donald Trump is a good place to start.